Graphics, hiding and revealing elements. So we've used the visibility graphics dialog box in order to change the walls so they're blacked out. Same thing with the structural column, we black that out. And you can change other things graphically using that box. For instance, the objects like the casework, the specialty equipment, the stairs, all of those things can be controlled as far as their line types, their line weights, their hatch pattern, all of that can be controlled per view using the visibility graphics dialog box. And how do we access that again? Well, if we just type in VV or like Victor Victor, you can also type in VG, Victor Golf. You can also click on an object itself, right click, and then say override graphics in view by category. Now, we didn't talk last time about how to override graphics just as an object. So let's take a look at this particular structural column. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to override graphics by element. So what I'm doing is I'm doing exactly what I did before as far as editing the element graphics, but I'm doing it more of a one-off scenario. If I go to the cut patterns, let's just change the color of the cut pattern to red. Say OK and OK. Now that post or that structural column that we added in has turned red. What if we were to do that with the wall? Now I'm going to just undo that. What if I were to pick this wall, right click and say override graphics in view by element? In here I could say, let's go to our cut patterns and let's go to color and let's just turn it red. Okay? And we'll say OK to that. Notice how all the rest of the walls are still black, but this one has now been overridden, but just on an element level. It's been edited just on an element level. I'd like to undo that as well. Good. So what about hiding things, turning things on and off? Well, you'll notice that there's a little light bulb down in the bottom right-hand corner, and these are all of your view controls. This one here, Reveal Hidden Elements, is a key one to know. I'm going to click on that Reveal Hidden Elements. Now, notice here there's a bunch of stuff which is gray. There's a bunch of stuff which is sort of a purplish color. Some might call it magenta. But nevertheless, what this is indicating are these are objects or elements that have been turned off in this particular view. For instance, these reference planes have been hidden. The project origin, project base point, that's been hidden. And also these elevation markers, these have all been hidden as well. What if I want to show this? How do I do that? Well, what I can do is just click on the object. Let's just click on that. And then we can say unhide category. If I were to unhide the category, every single elevation in the entire view would be turned on. Now, if I go over to a reference plane and I say unhide category, same thing. So this depends on how it was hidden. If it was hidden using element, then unhide element will be available to you. Whereas if you have unhide category, that's because it was hidden by the category. So let's just unhide the category of the elevation marker, unhide category. Now it turns gray, and then let's click on close, or you can also click on the light bulb again, and then that'll just close reveal hidden elements. So now this is what's finally going to print, is exactly what's here. And in another course, we can talk about how to really edit these elevation markers and these annotation tags, customize them. But for now, we're just trying to get certain things to show up, certain things to turn off. So how do you hide it in the first place? Well, we have looked at this throughout the course, but let's just take another look again. Perhaps I wanted to hide the stairs. I can right click on the stair, and here's what I can do. I can go to hide in view, either elements or category. If you choose elements, then just that one staircase will be hidden. If there was another staircase, maybe down here, you would see it because it's a separate element, whereas the category is broad. How else can you hide objects? I'm going to click off that stair. What if I were to go to VV? That's Visibility Graphics, VV. Let's look at one more place where you can get Visibility Graphics. It's under the View Properties, under Visibility Graphics, Edit. That's also another way to get to that visibility graphics overrides. All right, so in here, if we went down to, let's say, perhaps stairs, if we turned it off, that would turn off the entire category of stairs. We can expand that out. Many objects have subcategories. So you can go in here and say, you know what, let's just take off the down arrow and the down text. Okay. And now the down arrow and down text are gone. We can undo that. We got that through the visibility graphics overrides dialog box. Now I'd like to talk about a scenario where something might be there, but it's not showing. And there's other reasons why something's not showing besides just visibility graphics. What I'd like to do is go to my top of floor 1 view under floor plans. And I can click in this view and just take a look at it. And we can notice here that there's a section. Great. So really, we should be able to see this section mark in many different views. If we go into floor plan view though, notice it's not there. So you say to yourself, well, let's just go to our light bulb, which is reveal hidden elements, and I'll turn it on. But it's nowhere to be found. You go into visibility graphics. So I'm going to go VV. And instead of model categories, let's go to annotation categories, this tab here. And this has all of the things like sections, callouts, dimensions, annotations. You go down, you say, okay, well, I'll just turn on sections. We can see reference planes was turned off as a category. Good. And sections, oh, it's actually turned on. So there's something else hiding our section. What is that? Well, the clue is going to be in the top of floor 1 view. Let's just clear out of that reveal hidden elements mode. Go to top of floor 1. Let's click on the section and let's look at some very small detail about this that can have an impact. Notice under the properties for the section mark, and notice I'm clicking on the section line, not on the head, to get its properties. Hide at scales coarser than, that's what this is. That's under graphics. So if a scale is coarser than a 1/2 inch equals a foot, it's going to hide itself. Well, let's see what the floor plan was. 3/8. So we can see there that 3/8 is indeed coarser or bigger farther out than the 1/2 inch. Anything from there up, it's showing, but anything from there down, it's not. And 3/8 was the next on the list. Let's go back to our top of floor 1. Let's click on the line of the section. Let's go over to hide at scales coarser than, and let's just drop that down and say, let's put it at 3/16. Okay, good. Now let's go to our floor plan view. Aha. So now we can see it. Now we can click on it, we can adjust it so it's the way we like. This is just going to be affecting our particular view that we're in. These are the extents of the section. Now that is going to be adjusting the section for sure. So we want to watch how we adjust that. This is the depth. But really now we're able to see the section mark. We can break it. We can drop that down. Maybe we want to look beyond even this particular washroom, and we can extend it a little bit past.